Hello everyone, Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense. Thank you for watching. Today's video is going to be about life-saving equipment and the maintenance thereof. So several years back, I got this holster. It is, I believe this is a Blade Tech holster. It's been so long I can't even remember what it is, but this was obviously before I ever started carrying with a light on my gun. All I had was just the plain Jane Glock 17, and this holster served me well for a few years until I started carrying with a flashlight, and then I got a new holster. This holster, when I got the new one, it just sat. It wasn't being used. And I eventually put it in a box so that I could use it as a training prop when I teach classes, talk to new students about holsters and stuff like that. I give them an example of an inside the waistband holster. And then the loops on this, at first, this one of them broke first, and I can't remember which one it was. But the other one, it was starting to break. And so I would still use this as a training prop, and I'd point this out and say, hey, this is why it's important to check your gear every once in a while. And you want to look for, for like this rubber type of material, look for, I guess it's essentially dry rotting. Look down in there for, anything separating and coming loose, and that would be an indication that you need to replace certain pieces on your gear. And of course, I'd also point out that, things are loose. You need to take a screwdriver, tighten them down, or just put some Loctite on them so that they don't come loose again. Well, I wanted to put this holster back into use, not for myself, but for classes where students could use it. If they don't have an inside the waistband holster, they could try it out and just get a good feel for it. And for my force on force classes, I've got of course, the Glock 17Ts, and if a student doesn't happen to have a Glock 17 holster, they carry some other gun, well then of course that Glock 17T is not going to fit in their other holster, so this would be something the student can borrow during one of those classes. I ordered new loops and hardware to be able to replace this. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to replace the old with the new. I'm still going to keep the old. I'm going to actually probably put them in the Ziploc bag that the new ones came in, and I'm going to keep that in my box for training purposes to show students, hey, this is why you need to check your gear, make sure that things aren't falling apart, and if they are, then you need to do something. So there's one loop off. And the other loop off. Now, I can put the new hardware on. All right, push that stuff off to the side because I don't need it anymore. Now these new loops are obviously of a different material. And it's probably going to be really hard to pick up on the camera how different these are, but they are way different. What material they're made out of, I'm not really sure, but this one was, the old one was more of some type of rubber, and hell, you can even see it starting to break a point right there with me twisting on it. I'm willing to bet if I do this, you'll see it maybe start to separate some. Nope. Oh, see that right there? It just boom, brittle. Like it just separated real easily. So don't know what that material is. This material, I'm sure maybe over time it'll, you know, have some type of wear on it, but it's more, I don't know if it's, I don't know what it is. I don't know what the material is, but it almost makes me think vinyl for some reason, but I don't know. Don't know. Now, whoops, dropped it. All right, so I'm gonna put, well, put this first one in place right there. And then I'm gonna use the last loop because that's what I used on the other ones. Get that last loop in place there. Take my screw, run it through the button. If I can get this, it's kind of hard to, kind of need a third hand almost. All right, well, all right, okay, got that in there. Well, maybe. Nope, didn't get it. It's kind of a tedious part because I gotta keep my finger in here or else this thing will fall out. So I may have to, I'm gonna have to pull this closer towards me and take off camera for a second to kind of get the positioning that I need. It's kind of hard to do it with my arms fully extended. All right, so got it in there. All right, there we go. Now all I need to do is just tighten that bad boy up. Now I could put some Loctite in there to, you know, really get it in there, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. And then boom, now I've got loops, or at least one loop so far on this holster. Now with this one, of course this design right here had 2 holes in it, I guess so that you can choose to have more of a cant on it depending on how you carry it. I'm just gonna put it on its bottom loop. Put this back. Well, actually, judging off, I think it was originally on the top one. I think it did have a cant, but I'm not too concerned about a cant. Whoopsie daisy. All right. Well, Pluie. Okay. All right. Put this back over here. And then again, I'll have to go off camera and get it closer to my face so I can look down in there, see what I'm doing, and get it in. Alright, so I got it in there. Now I just loop it up like that, get it in its place, and then tighten her up. Okay, so now I have a holster back in service. So I can start using this again, be able to lend it out to students. That way they can, of course I had this, I'm stupid, I had this all the way upside down. There we go. Now we're better. Now we're cooking. If I had it the other way, it would have been, like really awkwardly placed. Let's back this out some. I was, I was looking at it, I was like, man, this thing looks funny. Alrighty, so now this is the way it needs to be. Goofy. Alright, so now I've got a holster that is back in service, and I can take this and lend it out to students and let them use it and be able to get good training. So I think I probably got this, it's really hard for me to say when I got this. I either got it in 2007 or 2008, and I'd say probably 2007-ish when I got it. Yeah, so it's over 10 years old. The holster itself is still good. It's just that the old loops that it came with, those over time just kind of went to crap. If I can get this one to break. Yep, you can start to see it splitting. Well, I thought I saw it starting to split right there on the corner, but whatever. Anyway, so these were old. They broke over time, and this is the importance of checking your gear to make sure it's still serviceable. So you want to check these stress points and make sure that they're still good, they're not falling apart, because if these were in the failing stage and had not 100% failed, then there could have been a possibility where you could be wrestling around on the ground and you put enough torque and pressure on them, boom, they split in half, and then your holster could go all the way down your pant leg, and then you wouldn't be able to access your gun. Same thing with the screws. I'm gonna make sure these are in there tight. That way it's not loose, and it doesn't come undone at an inopportune time or just come undone altogether. So I'm gonna take the old ones, stick them back in the package, because I'm still going to use those as training props to be able to show people that they need to check their gear over time, make sure that it's good to go. Just like you would want to check your smoke detector. You want to check it every once in a while, make sure that the thing is still working, because when you have a need for it and it doesn't work, bad things can happen. So we always want to check our life-saving equipment. Even a fire extinguisher, check its expiration date. Once it goes out of spec, get you another one, or if you have some company in town that does fire extinguishers, you could always take the big one down there and they can check it and repressurize it if they need to, and you can get it back home. If not, obviously the little small ones are easy enough to replace. But anything that's life-saving, we want to double check it, make sure it's still good to go, because if it's not going to work in our time of need, then that's going to suck. All right, if you like what you see in here, give me a like and a share. If you have not already, hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more videos. Earl Henderson, Primordial Defense, thank you for watching.